it's Ashley, Scrapping Nerd, and I'm back today with a layout for day 7 of 31 Days of Cutfiles with MK and Janet. And I decided to pull in my 49 and Market spice collection, and I have the laser cut elements and then the laser wildflower cut elements, the ephemera bits, and the film strip frames. And so I pulled all of that in. And the cut file for today is the calendar, and I chose to cut it out in an orange cardstock. And so I thought that the orange, you can see it there on the left, that the orange went with this collection really well. And I just love you can see the bottom paper there. That's the back side of the paper that I'm actually using. But it's really hard to pick which side to use because I really loved that orange side as well. But I went with the purple that's on the front. And I also had pulled in my Distress Oxide in the Spice Marmalade. And I will use that on my cut file. And then I also inked the edges of the purple paper. But I wanted to take this floral paper and cut the sides off that had the pretty floral here. And then I wanted to kind of rip it into the shape of the floral itself. But 49 and Market has really thick paper. And so all I did was I took my Distress water bottle, spritzed a little puddle on my glass mat, and then I used a paintbrush to kind of paint the water in the shape that I wanted the paper to tear. And so by wetting the paper, it helped for it to tear the way that I wanted. And so I didn't tear into the actual picture of the floral from the paper. And I thought it made it look a little bit more organic too, so it wasn't too choppy, and I could use that paintbrush to really get the curves that I wanted. Because even after you wet it, and of course I'm tearing it slowly, but still it'll tear in the shape of that water. It won't go past that. And so I find that really helpful, and then you can kind of control it more, and it just works really well with these thicker papers that are harder to tear. And I will do that for both sides, because you had saw that I had cut out the middle part of that 12 by 12 paper, and I'm going to use both of the parts that were like floral. It looks like watercolor florals. They're so pretty. And I won't make you watch me do both pieces, but you see here I did both sides. And then this is that purple paper that I'm going to use that has the pretty orange on the back. But I'm using the purple. And so I'm going to start with getting my photos ready and matted. And I'm going to mat them in that centerpiece that I cut out of that 12 by 12 that had the floral on either side. And I had thought that I would double mat it with some orange, but I changed my mind, and I'm just going to have the one photo mat of that center paper. And so today I am scrapbooking 2 pictures of my husband and I, and it was our anniversary dinner. And so one of them's at our house and then one's at the restaurant. And you can see like I start with a 4x6, but then I don't like all the extra room, and so I just cut off the negative space above the photos. And so the one that was at our house actually had a bunch of the ceiling, and so it's a little bit smaller, which actually works out good in the end from where I'm placing it. And then I was looking at it and I decided I wanted to add some more orange. Since I did cut that cut file with an orange cardstock, I wanted to mat my layout in orange. So I just went into my color paper stock and I found this orange paper, and I will gut it so that I can, well, again, I thought I was going to maybe double mat my photos with that orange, but then I got too much orange near the cut file. And I'm not really a fan of orange, but I like the darker orange, and I like the orange in this collection. And this is actually like a Thanksgiving collection. And so there's a lot of the really pretty pumpkins and stuff. And so I'm like, well, this is good. I'm using the collection not for not for Thanksgiving, not for fall photos, and finding the things that it'll work with that aren't associated with that. Because I really love how this collection turned out, or this layout turned out, and it's because it's that and the darker colors that I just love. But anyways, so I want to put the one that has the butterfly on the side, and then I put the other piece up at the top, and I thought that was kind of fun and interesting. And I really liked how in the top right corner, even though I didn't plan it, the pieces that ripped kind of flow together really nicely, and so I like how that looked. And so like I said, here's the cut file, and I'm gonna back the cut file, which I won't show on camera, but I'm taking the star from the center, and I inked the edges of that with the spice marmalade. And then I pulled in my Echo Park Classic number stamp, and I pulled out the number 2 because our anniversary is on April 2nd, and so I thought I would just put a number 2 on the star. And I just pulled in my Seedless Preserves Distress Oxide to stamp the number 2 on the star. And I'm like, woohoo, I'm using a stamp, because that is something that I need to use more often. I have stamps and I don't use them. And so it may be just a single number 2 stamp that I used, but I used a stamp. Woohoo! And I actually like how it turned out. It looks cute there. And then one of the journal bits from the ephemera pack, you know, like it's just like a journal card, was this green color, and I used that to back the calendar cut file. And I went into my stash and pulled out the purple brads for the top where the little loops would go in, and I just put the purple brads through that. So again, I used brads that I need to be using and stamp that I've been using. Perfection. So I got that all together, and then I pulled in some of those wildflower laser cut elements and just wanted to put them on the cut file on the calendar. I thought about going in my stash and looking for a wordy bit that said something about anniversary, but I decided no, I don't need that on here. I probably will journal somewhere, maybe even just on the back, but I end up using a title that says Filled with Gratitude, and I just thought that that was perfect for this simple layout of just a couple selfies of my husband and I dressed all fancy for our anniversary dinner. And we went to this fancy restaurant, which we're just not bougie people, but it was our 5-year, and so he made a reservation and took us, and it was good, but it made me laugh because, like I said, we're just not bougie, and I ordered pasta, and I was kind of like, that's it? Like, for how much the pasta was, I expected to have more, and like I said, I love him, and it was our 5-year, and so he was making it special, but I was like, you know, just take me to, like, Olive Garden where they fill my bowl with pasta, like, and it's, you know, the same price, if not cheaper. And so it's fun. But anyways, I will finish up adding all kinds of wordy bits, and I went through the ephemera pack and pulled in. I have the one that's at the bottom of one of the photos says "We are better together." The little banner at the top says "Favorite days." I did put "This is the good life" on the calendar cut file there as well, and the little cluster that I will make on the bottom right with some hearts and that film strip, because I did pull in the film strips and I almost didn't use them, but I did at the very end. I'll put an orange film strip around that circle that says good day, and I popped that up so this film strip just kind of slips right under it. And I popped up the Filled with Gratitude on foam, and and then the number 2, that star, is also popped up on foam. And then in the little laser cuts, this little sign says "Good Times, Happy Place," and Photo Op, and I just put that on the right side. But that's pretty much it, guys. Make sure that you check out the description box for all of the links to MK's shop if you want to purchase the cut files and any of the other amazing things she has. links to the Facebook page and the playlist so you can get all the inspiration and see what everyone has done with the cut files, as well as MK and Janet's YouTube channels. And thank you to everyone that has liked and subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it, and I hope everyone has a great day. Bye!